Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com Nightly Wrap-Up Show. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everybody is having a phenomenal holiday season, and hopefully you guys are all healthy enough to watch this. That's, again, at the end of the game, that's all that matters. And now we are, after today's session, we're literally 3-4 days away from the end of 2019. I see it all on social media. People, newer traders are talking about, oh man, I can't wait to 2020. Why? Do you think 2019 was bad? If you can, again, like I said all the time, it's not like you could compare this to the internet craze, but this is pretty damn good, okay? And if I had an opportunity to kind of bottle 2019, I have no problem staying behind. Again, nobody knows what 2020 is installed. Maybe we rally more, maybe we sell off, God only knows. But it's very, very tough to argue with the tremendous action that we saw or are seeing still in 2019, which is pretty damn cool. So, what can we say? Nothing to report from the macro point of view. I feel like it's like a broken record. The market just keeps on going up every single day. There's nothing really to analyze. The China news is kind of like, is a sidebar right now. People have been closing down their books for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So it's not really a question of how the market, who cares how the market closes, okay? Does it make a difference if the market closes at the highs at the last day of 2000? It doesn't really matter. The market did a absolute phenomenal job this year. The bulls did a great job really negating all these uncertainty headlines, especially with China, with the Fed, with everything, right? Just an absolute great job. And again, going into the first quarter on something, unless something materialistically changes, right? Macro, politically, whatever the case may be. Again, what's going to stop this market from going higher? That's a good problem. That's a good problem to have for the bulls. Tesla has been an absolute beast, just sick, just absolute sick. Apple has been a monster. Facebook off and on has been a monster. Netflix, with all the Disney, right? With all the Disney drama, oh my God, horrible. Within $5-6 of its all-time highs, and it just Alibaba going nuts and Shop going nuts. And the one question was, how the hell? If you've been kind of watching these videos, just even the last like 2 weeks, and all I just keep on saying, today's the day for Amazon, right? Today's the day for Amazon. Today's the day for Amazon. Today's the day for Amazon. It's like doing the rain dance, right? It's like doing the rain dance in the desert. Today is going to rain. Today is going to rain. Eventually, 30, 40, 50, 60 years later, eventually it's going to rain, right? So that's kind of how I felt with Amazon. And this morning, they finally came out with some sort of news. I totally even forgot what it was. I even forgot there was news today about Black Friday, about their holiday sales, that everything was good in the world. And, the stock was up $11 this morning, and the stock was right at supply. Again, if you've been watching these videos, we've been talking about the supply. I mean, in nausea. It's to such a point that at some point I turn around and I go, you know what? Amazon will never go green again. At this point, it keeps on getting rejected off this number. It has to reclaim that 1800. It has to reclaim and start building off that 1802, 1803. This is the bottom line. There's no room. Again, I kept on saying there's no room for interpretation. This is the area of interest. There's nothing more to talk about. I don't care what's going to happen 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now, 3 years from now. The damn thing needs to participate. How can this rally for 2019, okay, be put to bed with a bow on top and Amazon not even have even a pulse? And again, just as every single person doing the rain dance in the desert, today is going to rain. Today is going to rain. Well, God damn it, today it poured, right? Today it poured. And the one thing about 2019 has been the ridiculous exaggeration candles. The average true range for 2019 on most rallies, when you look at the big rallies in Tesla and Roku and Netflix, that was so damn exaggerated. And today, today at pre-market, we were talking about that 1800, 1803 level. And I said, there's a shot. You know what? If it finally wakes up today, I think there's a shot at 1816 first supply, 1825 second supply, because that was the November 27th high. And I go, maybe if there, if it's a really good, strong multiple day rally, maybe by tomorrow, maybe by Monday or Tuesday of next week, we could see a push to about 1863. Well, true to form in this market, and this is why this market is, very unique, and it will go down as one of the greatest bull market runs, probably in history. Okay, this is where you can take a stock that has an average true range of about $23, $24, and you could times that by 3, and this is what 2019 is in a nutshell. And there's not really a lot of adjectives to use when it came down to Amazon today, but it was pretty damn aggressive, right? So here was the whole, move. I mean, literally, here is the whole move. It finally took out that 1800, 1803 level, and all it kept on was just taking out levels on candles. 1816, right? We talked about that 1825. Why was 1825 important, right? 1825, again, was the high from, November 27th. Then I said she could get into 54, right? I went to 54. I said there's a puncher's chance, gets to 63. This was supposed to be done in a multiple day run, 3, 4, 5 days. This was not supposed to be done in a 3.5, 4-hour window. It's absolutely ridiculous. But for all you guys who caught this trade, and I know most of you guys are still long with runners, this turned out to be just an insane move. And the craziest part about it, it was panic buying. For a stock that was dead for months and months and months, especially in the last 2 weeks, that just couldn't get out of that extra supply, there was panic buying. They came in right off the gate for the 1825s, the 1850s, the 1877.5s, the 1880s, the 1900s, the 1910s, one after none after none. And you have to believe, unless something really outrageous happens overnight, macro, okay, unless this company Bezos turns out to be a serial killer, I don't know how this stock does not see a 1900 handle tomorrow. I just don't see it. This is going to be momentum times 100 tomorrow. You have to assume that. So if there is a God, for all you guys who are not long overnight, if there is a God, you're hoping and praying for a down open. I don't see that happening. I can literally see Amazon go up another $25, $30 tomorrow to the 1900, 1910 level. And this is what happens when you are poking, right? When you're trying to poking at a sleeping giant. Eventually, it's going to wake up, and it's going to crush your ribs. It's going to crush your spirit. And anybody who's short the stock, they're talking about, well, Amazon's overvalued and this and that. Nothing's overvalued. Okay, nothing is overvalued. Who knows why the stock didn't rally? And you can make a case going back all the way to August. Okay, you can make whatever case you want. The bottom line is the scoreboard is the scoreboard. It ripped off the 50, the 100, the linear regression line, the top of supply, everything in existence. And this is the first close out of supply since going back to August. So yeah, can you see a run to 1900 tomorrow? Hell, can you see a run to first quarter to 2000? Why not, right? Why not? So absolute crazy move. Lost in the shuffle, right? Lost in the shuffle today was Roku, right? Lost in the shuffle is Roku. Before, again, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Lost in the shuffle is Roku. I caught a really good trade on this thing for the whole week, but really, Roku's been a really, really good trading stock. It really is starting to resemble more Tesla in aggressiveness and liquidity than like Netflix, but Roku's been really, really good. Initially, I put on the Twitter feed 47.70, 48 needs to build for more upside. And I knew there was initial supply at 49.50s. We'll talk about that in a second. But it kind of gave us a gift. When there was a kind of a dip in the futures pre-market, they got the stock down below 147. And why was 147? Why was 147 important? Because again, if you look at the last night's watch list, we put, and it needs to reclaim this 146.80, 147 level. So we actually got a gift on the daily open. I actually got long at 47, and we talked about it. I said, there's a shot it gets to 49.50. You'll see it right here in a second. We talked about it. There's a shot against the 49.50, 49.70 first supply. And if you look at the high on Roku, it was, perfect. Absolute perfect move. Right to supply. The high of the day was 149.49. So these pivots, these supply zones are very, very specific. Understanding where they are is crucial. Understanding where they're not could be your really, really big exposure to your future. So, big moves. Again, nice move, man. Really, really, I was very, very happy with this move. Again, here's the pivots. Here's all the pivots. So again, Roku was really good. Amazon, nothing really left to say. Netflix cleared out its first channel, 36, just never had a second entry. Okay, really, really never had a second entry. KOD had a nice move, $3 move. KOD 78. I didn't trade this thing. But just way too thin. But KOD, really nice move for all you guys who took it. We talked about the 78 level, right? We talked about the 78 level. Once it confirmed, it went to 81. $3 move is a $3 move. ISRG never made it to 602. It's still flagging. It's still under 600. Blue never made it to 96. I was watching this rad. I was like, hey, keep an eye on this thing for a possible blow off top. If it gets down to 16, obviously not even close to 16. And LK, I kind of knew there was a sneaky area there at 35.10. Again, remember, this is not a test. It's not going to trade like a Netflix. 35.10. Needs a strong bill on LK. Here was LK. We caught LK for a beautiful trade the other day. But again, here's a 35.10, right? Here's a 35.10, and reclaimed it. And slowly, surely, but going up. It went up to the 35.60s. I still like it for tomorrow, for the next couple of days. Remember last week, or actually this was this week, the 36, 37 calls, very, very aggressively trading there. This is where the joke came in. I'm like 18. I'm like, this is where the levels were. 18, 16, 18, 19, 18, 25. Again, nobody thought in a million years it was going to take out the 25 so easily, right? Nobody thought. And again, just kept on going. KOD new highs. Amazon. I'm like, we might see 1850s, right? Might see 1850s, and then we might see 1854, 1862, and the stock went to 1870. So absolutely, just an absolute crazy move. And again, tomorrow there's really no reason to get creative tomorrow. Again, we've got 3 days left in the week. There's value tomorrow. There's definitely value tomorrow. Just look for the value plays and let's talk about it. So, Amazon, again, if you're not long, you're hoping for that. You're hoping for that dip into rising support, right? Please get the morning strategy early. We'll see. Obviously, these things will adjust. You're looking for a dip, either red to green or a dip into rising 60-minute supply, a demand, or a build above 1872 for a possible 1910 run. I like this FRTA.
Congratulations for putting in the time to take control of your trading. You're one step closer to owning your future and achieving the success you desire. Want daily trade ideas directly from Dan, straight off his personal watch list? Unlock our free PS60 Vault, where you'll get nightly updates on pivot opportunities we're watching for the next day's session. Click the link in the description to get started today.